All right, here we go. We are live with session 17. We are live with session 17. Somebody has their Twitch open because I can hear it.
It's,
Sorry.
Evelyn.
Yep, that was me.
Yeah, the delay messes me up. I'm like, huh?
Oh, yeah, totally does. There are studies about that kind of thing.
Yes.
Apparently someone made a gun that does that, and it completely stops people from talking.
Yes. Yep. That's one of the studies. Yeah.
I want one of those guns.
Used to have it happen all the time when I was working on the phone. And we'd have, like, overseas calls were just absolutely horrible.
All right. So last time, you guys broke into the Penhew Foundation.
Yep, we did.
Found a veritable trove of information connecting Gavigan and the Penhew Foundation to like weird Peru type stuff. Scrolls and books and ornate daggers and writing on the wall and more mundane things as well, like a sizable amount of cash and blank fake passports and a gun and all that sort of things. You decided to take pretty much everything. The only thing that you left was a giant statue of a tentacled being that you could not identify, that was simply too big to cart.
Test.
Hey!
Alright, it works.
Perfect.
Apologies for being late. I spilt a coffee all over my keyboard right as I was getting ready to join.
No worries. So yes, you guys have a bunch of scrolls and books in a variety of languages, Egyptian, Arabic, English, medieval French, some of which you can kind of sort of read, others you have no idea. You found a very strange statue of a squat tentacled being with wings, vaguely octopoid looking, which the more astute amongst you identified as an idol of a deity known as Cthulhu, one of these primordial religious type gods or deities. Amongst excuse me, the things that you found some shipping labels. Some of these things were being shipped off to Shanghai and to Australia. You managed to grab like the shipping label off of one of the things and jotted down the name of the one in Shanghai. You found a receipt for a very large iron safe that was delivered to a place called Henson Manufacturing in Derby, just outside London, probably a couple hours. Letters agreeing for the storage of sundry antiques in a Limehouse warehouse, with the agreement that they would be stored at this warehouse and then shipped to Shanghai on board a ship called the Ivory Wind. Amongst the things, you also found a business card for Empire Spices, where you guys have previously visited and met with the proprietor there, who seemed to possibly know something, but you guys didn't seem to be interested in playing her particular game. Other than that, you guys have arrived back at your hotel in the wee hours of the morning, unloaded all of the various tomes and items into your hotel room, and need to figure out your next plan. Luther apparently has a job in like 4 hours. So.
Yeah.
Right, so Alvin?
Yes, sir.
You know how you always say that, good detective work involves collecting evidence and
Yes.
getting all those things in place before you can do something?
Yes.
Here it is. We found it. Sorry, not sorry. I got to go to bed. I got a job tomorrow. But you guys have fun. Don't read too much of this shit. It's probably bad. That thing's Cthulhu. Don't that's probably bad too.
That
But
thing, the octopus thing.
yeah, apparently. Uh, some narrator in my brain said I was astute, so I'm a little proud. But otherwise, I need to go to bed. Boy, you guys figured this shit out. So you figured this out. I'm going to go to work, and then you tell
got a
me.
job? Why do you have Okay, go to bed. Somebody fill me in. I obviously missed high stakes robbery here.
Yeah, Miss Collins will fill you in. I mean, I'll be close if you need to.
You're involved in this, Miss Collins?
I have no knowledge of this, and I most certainly did not act as the getaway driver. She says with a smile.
Okay. So whatever we have no knowledge of.
And if she did, she would have drove very, very well.
I would have, even if it was on the wrong side of the road to what I'm used to.
I would have been proud of her.
Oh, that's nice to hear. I will keep that in mind if I ever do something like that.
But I will see you in the morning. I do need to sleep. I have
Good
to
luck.
go fix the truck.
I'll
Um,
bring you lunch,
okay.
maybe.
So, Doctor,
Appreciate that.
You can fill me in. What am I looking at here?
I can fill you in.
What are all these books?
We decided that we would take a look at the truck that's been making deliveries. We found out who rented the truck to the Penhew Foundation. Apparently, it's a long-term rental, but we didn't know that until after Luther got his job there. Originally, Captain Pratt was going to just sort of nose around and hopefully get in on either packing the truck or driving it or finding out where it was going. Instead, he found out that it's a six-month rental with 2 weeks to go.
Well, that's excellent, actually. So if you have the manifest for the truck, we can know all the places to drop stuff off.
No.
No.
That's the problem. The Penhew Foundation has simply rented the truck for the entirety of the 6 months. The company doesn't have any idea what's being shipped where or when. Because the Penhew Foundation has just had the truck. That's why Luther has a job that he's probably only going to keep for a day or two, because who couldn't use some finances? We found we watched a truck leave the Penhew Foundation after being loaded up, and we followed it to a terrible neighborhood in a place called Limehouse. Was it Limehouse?
Yes, Limehouse.
Yes.
Is that any relation to the reasons why they keep saying things are limey?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So it's a particularly grimy part of London. Bill paid some children to keep an eye out from the truck, and then gave money to a drunk to find out where it was. And we did. There's a fellow named Mr. Chowdhury who has a warehouse on Ropemaker's Fields, and we could not get much more information about that. We decided to go back to the Penhew Foundation because apparently we were very interested in driving absolutely everywhere. To be fair, we really had nothing more to do. So we went back to the Penhew to get the pattern of the security guard walking around with his light inside the
Excellent.
building. Yes. We waited until the cleaning lady left, and then someone may have boosted someone else over a fence, and they might have broken in through a window and then opened the back shipping door for the booster.
Okay. So whoever those people might be, regardless,
The
my
boostee may be sleeping right now, and the
right.
booster is, I
Right.
think, getting food.
Yes, that's fair. Thank you. I got that. How did you manage to get all this stuff out of it?
Well, when they were in the building, they exited quickly with arms full of stuff that they dumped into the car, and then I may have driven away at a
Okay, I got that. Okay, so
fairly good clip.
you just took stuff off the shelves?
These were in a secret area of the basement. These are
Was
some of the
there
things that
was there a
Penhue has been
well?
shipping out.
Was there a well?
Not to my knowledge. I didn't ask them. They didn't mention. But they found the things that the Penhue Foundation has been shipping out from their location in that rented truck to Limehouse that are going on to places like China and Australia.
But are we able to backtrack it to say, hey, this is also where New York got their stuff from? Were they shipping to New York as well?
I don't know. I don't think we've found a shipping label to New York yet. But they've been making these sorts of shipments for 5.5 months now.
It's not
I'm
a long time.
curious. I'm curious where these items are coming from because they didn't. We don't know how often the shipments are being made, so we really do need to keep an eye on the place again tonight. Because we don't know if they've been making these shipments once a week and they just want to do it without the shipping company or the truck owners paying all that much attention, or if they've been doing it every night because they have that much of this stuff to send around the world for whatever purposes.
Okay. So in summation,
We stole some things from the Penhue Foundation, and we're
no,
currently sleeping among
before that, you
them.
guys got on a great track of trying to track down that truck.
Oh, we tracked down the truck.
That led to you guys finding out this stuff is being distributed everywhere. And you went down to the source, which was the Penny Foundation itself. So we confirmed that they're the ones sending it all out. And then
Yes.
you went in and you got samples of everything that they're sending. Is this samples or the remaining inventory?
There was a very large statue that apparently they could not move.
Okay,
It weighed more than Salvatore, so
so
it
so
got left behind.
so if we were saying, let's say that this stuff was bad. Let's say it's bootleg alcohol, and they've been
Mhm.
shipping that everywhere to further their nefarious plans of getting people to drink. Alvin says as he's looking for his flask. You guys broke in and stole everything except for a single barrel of beer.
That's my understanding. I didn't go inside. I was busy thinking about how difficult it was going to be to perhaps drive on the wrong side of the road.
So, as much as it's great that we can find the information as to where all this stuff is going, it gives us. We've always suspected that there are multiple different areas that this is all going to. It's not just London and New York. This might so we now have addresses in China. We have addresses in Australia. This is all great. So I think that it stands to reason they're also shipping stuff to New York. So this
It's
looks like a
entirely
main.
possible.
This looks like a main shipping hub. But now then you went. You also
Distribution.
went.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you just stole all of their contraband.
We stole, possibly, allegedly.
You know, people's heads are going to roll for this inside the organization.
As long as it isn't ours, I find
We're the
myself.
only suspects right
We
now.
likely are. That is true. We intend, I believe, to send all of this and the paintings overseas ourselves to New York.
Okay. So what is this stuff? Alvin starts picking up some books and starts flipping through it.
So there are 3 fake passports in there. Tidy sum of money. A .38 revolver with some bullets. I'm not sure how many. I try not to touch the guns.
Thanks for that, Tony.
Some
I didn't bring that up
God.
because I didn't know if we knew that he was spotted.
Oh yes, you guys peeled out of there quickly because the night watchman was on your tail.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That also happened. Also, I bribed a whole bunch of kids in Limehouse to keep an eye on the comings and goings of these trucks and the people that are in them.
Okay, so what you guys were tailed? Were you tailed here?
No, we weren't tailed. We weren't tailed at all.
We were seen and we beat it like a bat out of hell.
And then because you were spotted, and I've been telling you that we're under surveillance, you guys didn't come straight here. You guys kind of like tried to dodge any would-be trackers and followers.
I'm not all that familiar with London streets, so if they managed to follow us, then they did so at quite a rapid clip and without us noticing them.
Chris, I'm going to look out the window while we're continuing this discussion.
All right, give me a spot hidden roll.
Oh shoot, I haven't logged in yet. I will once I log in. Give me a minute.
Okay.
I'll take a little peek out because like as if he never thought of that.
We didn't think of that.
I did tell, like Alvin did tell you guys.
If we scroll back, like I don't remember anybody doing a spot hidden. Like it would have been before the Cthulhu Mythos checks.
Yep, I see a Yeti.
All right, you just gotta pull the curtain back, take a look out. No sign of anything unusual.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, after the drive check, there are no spot hidden rolls after that.
Alvin is entirely our common sense.
He totally is.
we were spotted, seen leaving the scene of the crime, and we're being tracked. Did you at least try to do it? No. Okay. Okay, so.
But that being said, it was like 3:00 in the morning when you guys left in 1925 England. It's not like there's a lot of cars on the road.
And there's no security cameras. Yeah, I get that. So still.
There's
so there's money, there's weapons, some letters.
There's a few papers, some letters, receipt for what sounds like it's probably a large iron safe installed somewhere else. So I don't know why the Penhue Foundation would have the receipt for it.
Okay.
Unless that's where these items are coming from.
Okay,
but
so we just grabbed what was there.
Yes.
Everything but a statue.
We grabbed everything. We grabbed everything.
Oh, go ahead, Mark.
We grabbed everything but a big statue because it was too big to carry. Originally, I wasn't going to take anything, but Tony really wanted that small little fat dragon. So I figured if we're taking one thing, we might as well take other things.
So they took everything.
So
there are.
That's not true because I couldn't take the occult markings on the walls.
Right. There were markings on the walls that they were muttering about. We had an ornate wooden chest with two silver daggers inside. The small statue of some tentacle deity of some nature.
Evelyn, I don't need you to describe every item. Let's break this stuff up. So let's put on one side weapons. Let's put anything else that could
Oh,
be interesting
we've
locations.
we've been reading through
Oh,
or trying
well
to.
then.
I mean, there are
Okay.
some languages that we aren't all that familiar with.
Okay.
Personally, the only thing I've been reading through or flipping through is the Book of Dizan. It's written in English.
The
My
what one?
suggestion is with the paintings that we should ship them to the New York letter, get them photographed and sent back to us.
The photographs.
The
in fact.
photographs, right? We don't want to be
Not
carrying
the
these big
paintings.
paintings around.
I
Also, they
want.
make me feel weird when I look at them.
hmm I have no desire to be any nearer the paintings than I need to be.
Wait, hold
And
on.
the
Hold on.
faster they're
Hold on.
overseas, the better.
Hold on. My understanding here is there's some weapons, some
Mhm.
ledgers, and some shipping information that can give us leads to the next places when we leave London. But I also seem to understand here that there's a lot of those very creepy, should not exist books and so on here. Correct?
3 books and 15 scrolls.
Yep.
And this
Yes.
stuff they're going to want back.
I would imagine so.
And if we fail to keep them safe, they will get their hands on them and spread them around the world, and more chaos will ensue.
Likely over our dead bodies, yes. I may
Is
have
Luther asleep here?
Yep.
Because I very, very much need him to say we should just burn it all. Everything that is not a lead should be destroyed.
And how
Luther's
would we know
sleeping.
what
He's going
is
to
and
work.
isn't a lead at this point?
Well, anything that has an address would be a lead. Everything that's in German or whatever the equivalent language is of terrible things should be destroyed.
Latin, French, Arabic, Greek.
I mean, why would we want to hold on to this? The only person that it could be useful for is them, and its sole purpose for existing is to bring misery in the world.
Because we don't know where the clues will be that will help us track down what happened to Jackson and who was
Also,
responsible for it.
addresses are not necessarily our only clues. Sometimes certain people would need to do some digging on maybe these things, and perhaps there's a clue hidden in here.
We don't need to make this decision right now. I think that at the end of the day, there's only a certain amount of things we need to go for. Our objective, what we are trying to do, is stop the people in London, get information as to where they are, find out where the other ones are in the world, and stop them. Understanding what they are doing is not on our list of priorities.
That is a compelling argument. I'm not sure that Dr. Carter will agree with you once he gets back,
That's fair.
but
And we can have this discussion about what's worth keeping and what's worthwhile for them. But I'm always thinking, right? As optimistic as I am about our chances of getting this all done, Alvin says with a little bit of smirk, there are only 6 of us. If we are able to ensure that they're not able to continue what they're doing, that's almost as good as stopping. And if that involves destroying these things because they are irreplaceable and unique, yeah, let's sleep on it.
Well, even before sleeping, I can tell you that Dr. Carter and I are not likely to want to destroy them before taking a very close look at them.
Sure, you can take a very close look at them.
He and I have certain interests. But I absolutely agree with Mr. Graham that we don't want them all with us. That as soon as we have gleaned what we can from them, we ship them away. Destroy them? I think that might be possible for some things, but most mystical items, there is a risk involved in destroying them.
Oh, okay. So this is stuff I don't know. If I put, say,
Oh,
I
that's
pick up
right.
a
You don't
ledger.
have any ties at all. Right. I keep forgetting that.
If I take and I pick up a ledger, this mystical book, and I throw it in a fireplace, something terrible is going to happen?
Possibly.
Oh, okay.
All I did was look at a painting. So it's not without its dangers.
Well, we can find some safe way of quote unquote disposing of it so they can't get their hands on it. My only
Yes.
fear is that if they have what seems to be an almost endless supply of money and they are as well connected as they seem to be, no matter what we send anywhere can potentially get back in their hands unless we put it in a safe, pour the safe full of concrete and dump it in the Thames. I mean, that's an option number 2.
I hadn't even thought of just encasing things in cement.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
You guys don't spend enough time in
It's not.
Chicago.
Sorry,
It's
so what was this? What's the idea?
Well, instead of destroying the books and such, that we creepy little statue. Does its eyes follow you? Feels like its eyes are following
you
me.
put it in a safe. You pour concrete in the safe and you dump the safe in the Thames. It's how the very well connected people in Chicago deal with problems.
If
By
you wanted
dumping
to,
things in the Thames?
Well, in the river.
Oh.
if you want to
Oh.
dispose of it that way, you would probably be better off chartering a boat and we take it out into the middle of one of the local seas or oceans where it's a little less likely to be recovered as opposed to a local river.
We
Yeah,
aren't that far from the Atlantic.
I love the idea, Mr. Caputo. Salvatore, this is a great plan. I love that you're backing it. But we'll make a pile. Things that we want to get that we want to make sure no one ever gets their hands on ever again. And things that for some reason we think are worthwhile to keep. But it's not about just dumping them in the ocean. Like I said, you add some concrete shoes to it. You put it in a safe, you pour concrete in the safe. Even if they manage to pull it out, they'll never chip it out. And then you dump it somewhere. So I'll let the people who are much smarter than me and can read. Alvin picks up a book with squiggly marks. These squiggly marks to figure out what is best to keep and what is best to get rid of.
I think that's Arabic, but I'm not able to read it, so I'm guessing.
And Bill, honest opinion. Considering everything that happened with the paintings, do you even want pictures of them?
Yeah, there's clues in the paintings. I just don't want to look at the paintings themselves, and I don't want to be carrying them around.
So if we take pictures of them and then we can get rid of the paintings.
Just you're a detective. Take one at random and tell me what you see.
I mean, I'm also a
Don't
photographer
touch
because I'm a
them.
detective.
Please don't
I
touch
can
them.
take pictures of these things for you.
That's perfect. Then we can ship them off.
Ship them, or to Mr. Salvatore's point, find a nice ocean liner.
Yeah, that'd be the ocean liner will never. If we dump them in the ocean, we'll never see them again. Maybe, and this is metagaming, playing with Chris's comment on Discord. Maybe we just ship them to like an outpost in Antarctica or something.
Nothing bad in Antarctica at all.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking game. Screw this game.
What happened? Well, you see, this group of 6 people created quite a problem back in 1925 by shipping all of these terrible items to Antarctica.
That's how you get John Carpenter's The Thing, like 60
right.
years later.
At the
It's
mountains
always
of
bad,
madness.
boys. It's always bad.
Beware the penguins.
I was just going to say that rather than an ocean liner, I think we would be better off like commissioning or hiring our own like smaller like ferry or tugboat or something smaller.
Fishing trawler.
You got the only reason that we'd go to this expense again is because Evelyn just told me that destroying them might have, what was the term you used? Unintended consequences?
Something along those lines, yes.
Because otherwise, there's a trash can outside.
I think that would be a very bad idea. We don't know what sorts of things are in the inks, for instance, which is part of why you don't want to destroy something like this.
I help us navigate the here and now. Everything that's in between the lines, that's more you and Dr. Carter's stuff.
Yes.
So let's divide this pile into, unfortunately, we have to keep, and good riddance.
Everything here is... Everything here with the exception of the money. Possibly the fake
Which
passport.
appears to be American, by the way.
No, it's not. It's British pounds.
Oh, okay. So 10,000 quid?
No, 2,000 pounds, which is about...
Okay, I guess you...
But
the equivalent of 10,000 American.
Yeah, and roughly $183,000 in 2023 money.
Yeah, we found a
Jesus.
not inconsiderable amount of money. We don't know
And
if
small circulated bills.
Yeah, in 5 and 2 pound notes. Yeah.
You can rent half a house for that.
Uh-huh. So we don't know if this gun has ever been used in the commission of a crime before.
It's hard to prove that a gun has or hasn't been used in a crime. It's not like there's some magical way to tell.
True.
Wait, hold on. I regret asking, is there some kind of magical way to tell?
Not that I'm aware of currently,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that it's never going to be possible to glean that sort of thing with magic. But at the moment, I mean, other than knowing if someone was shot with a 38, possibly, if there's a way. I mean, there's a difference, obviously, between being shot with a bullet and being shot with a shotgun shell. Shotgun shells
Yes.
are a touch messy. Um, but it couldn't hurt, given that Luther had at least one of his weapons taken from him.
So the money we keep, I
The
have my
money,
weapon
the
relieved, Luther
passports,
given.
the guns.
Passports is
The gun.
interesting because it gives us IDs on people.
Well, they're fake IDs, but they're blank.
Oh, they're all blank.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they're preparing. They're okay, but
Right.
they're IDs for what countries? Where is it? China, Australia, Egypt?
Yes.
I will
Okay,
note
so
that.
those are our 3 leads anyway. Is there anything that a passport that we suddenly surprising? Like, I don't know, a Canadian passport or something like where we didn't think that there was a group?
No.
Okay. So that is disposable. We're going to take pictures of the paintings, and the paintings are disposable. The ledgers,
If by disposable you mean put in a box and covered in concrete, then yes.
whichever way method of disposing them we
Yes.
need to, they're disposable. We're going to get rid of them.
The receipts we need, the receipts, the papers, including the rental agreement, things like
Ledgers,
that,
locations.
storage, all of that we
Exactly.
need to keep, because those are the actual addresses or people that we want to look into.
That's right.
The ornate
Did you
wooden
guys actually bring scrolls?
Yes.
Yep.
Look behind you, Alvin.
15 of them.
That's why I'm looking. What possible use could these be? To us, I mean. It could be useful
are
to them for terrible,
things-
terrible, terrible things.
There
But
are
unless
things written on them. That's always useful.
It was a smash and grab.
No,
We
no,
weren't
that's
being
fair.
particularly
That's fair.
picky.
What I'm saying
we
is
have them because
scrolls
we
are
didn't
easily
want them to.
burnable.
And I've told you why we won't be burning
Yes.
Good.
Fair. But they're
So,
disposable. They're
they
only
are
useful to them.
theoretically. I mean, Dr. Carter and I haven't had an opportunity to look at them and see what's in them. But theoretically.
Speaking of, Dr. Carter is going to take the scrolls and the book that's in Latin that nobody can read and confer with his colleagues at Oxford to see what he can determine from them.
Oh, excellent.
He is taking them somewhere?
He doesn't speak the languages, but he has colleagues at Oxford that do. It gives Yorick something to do while he's away.
That's fair.
And then we'll know whether or not there's anything in these books that we need to keep or not.
So, the English one I can read. The scroll in Old English, I probably going to be okay with. The French is a lost cause, at least for me, as well as all of the others like the Greek and French.
I don't know why French is so popular. It's such an important language. There's like 4 countries in the world that use French.
I don't know, but apparently one of them was involved in this sort of thing. So
And we don't have
But
a
they
passport for anything French, right?
no, not yet. That doesn't mean we won't find one. But all of these things, once we know what's on them, can go into a lovely little spot in the ocean.
Wonderful. Okay. So
If you're looking for something to do overnight, or for the rest of the morning, I'm not sure if you're getting up or going to bed at this
No.
point. But
right now we have to deal with the heat that you guys have brought on us. They are going to, if they don't know where we are now, all of tomorrow after they tear out their hair and chop off people's heads for letting this happen, they are going to take our descriptions, our names, and they are going to run amok in London, knocking over every door, asking every lead that they have, pushing every contact that they have to
Well,
try to find us.
I'm quite certain that Luther and Salvatore didn't stop and give the security guard their names.
They know us. Remember, we went to the new Juju house, the Emporium there, the tea
Chris?
Emporium, Spices Emporium, and they identified us.
Yes.
Yes.
They know us.
Was the security guard the same one that had been there during the day?
No, his shift was over. It was a different one.
Okay. So we have a security guard in the building who may or may not be able to describe either Luther or Salvatore.
Even if we got away scot-free,
Mm-hmm.
we are their first suspects, and they know us by name, reputation, and they know what our backgrounds, what we enjoy. They have a huge amount of information on us.
Very strange.
Right, Salvatore, you were there with the doctor when this happened, right?
With the doctor.
Yes, with the doctor when you went to the Spice House and to try to.
Oh yes,
Was it you
yes.
and-
But now we're talking about earlier tonight still.
Yeah, no, like 2 nights ago. And they knew about us, right? Or was it Luther that went? It wasn't Salvatore.
No, I think it was Salvatore. But yes, the woman at the Spice House knew a great deal about you. She played kind of coy, kind of like letting you know that she knew, but
And she didn't have to ask us for our names for her to give us that information. She looked at us. I pulled the doctor out of all the merchants that were working there and said, "You're this person," which means she has a physical description of what he looks like.
yeah, she was very, very well informed. She didn't seem to care really, but she was very well informed.
So if she is working with them, which seems they are because of the conversation that I got from the leader of the Penhew Foundation and her, they are in cahoots. And their first suspects for smashing and grabbing all this stuff is us, which means that with those descriptions, they are going to be knocking on every door and asking everyone for who we are. And they can do so by name and by description.
Should we relocate then? We have ample funds to do so.
Yes, my fear is Dr. Carter's house.
Then let's not go there. Let's go to another hotel.
Yeah. We need to find some way, somehow, to find a hideout to be able
And
to lay low
perhaps-
while you guys inventory all this stuff that you found.
Well, at the moment, Dr. Carter is going to be inventorying, other than the one book and the one scroll that I can do. But he's going to have his coworkers do the rest. His colleagues.
And just as a note, the odds of getting a hotel room at 5 o'clock in the morning,
Pretty low.
very low.
We should go to a bank. Possibly each of us go to a different bank and get some of these bills
Cash.
changed
It's
to
currency.
something larger.
It's currency that we can use right now to hide without having to contact our own resources, which means
Yes.
that we don't have to stick our head up from anywhere.
Right. But I'm not certain how much. I didn't take note of how much the rooms cost per night. And whether it's
Also, what if this stuff is like cursed or something?
Yeah. And actually, Bill and Alvin, you guys would be aware that these like 5 and 2 pound notes are like the most generic currency possible. Like it is deliberately designed to be untraceable.
Exactly. Right. To me, this is money that we can use right now without having to use a telegram machine or order a
Right.
courier or anything like that to gain access to our funds. This is the
Yes.
perfect amount of money to go rent a warehouse in the middle of the dock district and pay someone in green and say you never heard of us and for us to hide out for 2 days while you're reading books.
I'd prefer not to stay in a warehouse. I'd prefer to be somewhere a little closer to, I don't know, the police or a hospital.
I guarantee that these people have resources. I will tell you how I would find us. If I had descriptions and names, I would go to every hotel and say, I have a delivery for X person to begin with. I would make some phone calls. I would leverage my contacts. And I do have contacts in the police departments. They're going to have more. If I was well off enough, which I suspect these people are, they are going to find some way to frame us for something, which would then turn the police against us. It is not a matter of where can we hide from them. It's a matter of how long can we hide from them and what we are going to do before they do so. So we need to figure out what we're keeping, what we're not keeping, what we're destroying so we can be light on our feet. We're going to use this money as our collateral or as our walking money. And we need to figure out what our next big step is because by taking this, we are forcing them to use their resources to take action on us. And if we fail, like I said, I want their reward to be ashes.
Or soggy at the bottom of the ocean.
Sure.
Because, as I explained,
yes, some of them can't be destroyed. I get it. It's an expression. My fear is Dr. Carter, who lives in London and has a reputation and people, he can be the easiest one found. Not only does he have a house, but he has a job. Not only does he have a job at the university, he is taking some of these scrolls. He's taking some of these scrolls to his job and showing them to other people.
Mm-hmm. My understanding of Dr. Carter talking about his colleagues is that they're as interested in this sort of thing as he and I are.
Which means they might be a part of it?
No. But that they're less of a... They're less likely to take it well if some stranger shows up demanding answers.
Fair. Look, it's late. Let's get some sleep. What I'm saying is that bright and early tomorrow morning, we check out and we need, I'm going to rely on Bill here, right? We need to find some shithole that we can pay in cash that will, push comes to shove, say they never saw us, where we can put our heads down for like a day or two.
Oh, I agree.
While we
And there are undoubtedly countless old, at least from the signs that I've seen, countless old inns and pubs that still have rooms available, which is apparently some strange throwback to medieval times or something.
I'm not against like finding a spot under a bridge somewhere, right? We need to get out of the light.
And finding one of these places and paying them a great sum of money.
Not a great sum of money that draws attention. Paying them enough money for them to look the other way.
What do you think,
What?
Bill?
I can find a place for us. I
Is
can't
anyone,
promise.
am
I
I
can't
talking?
promise it'll be the Ritz.
Am I talking crazy here?
No.
You're talking sense, but the whole thing is crazy.
The only time you're talking crazy, Alvin, is when you mention burning things. The rest
Right,
of it
because
makes sense.
you make it sound like we're going to put grenades in the fire. Like one day you're going to
That's
need to.
essentially that's essentially what it can be like if you burn the wrong thing.
One day, when I am willing to hear it, you're going to have to explain to me some of this stuff. For the moment, I don't want to know. I'm going to leave that to you. You tell me what's safe to burn and what's safe to pour in a bucket of concrete and throw it over the railings into the water, right? So I'll let that happen. Let's get some sleep, and then bright and as early as we can, we get the hell out of here.
All right. Well, I told. Sorry.
Sally, you were saying something?
First thing in the morning, I know somebody who might know somebody in the city that can put us up, no questions asked.
Okay, that's great. Do that.
Well, Luther has a job to go to. And I told him I'd bring him lunch.
I'll
So
try to dissuade him to go to get to that job, but that's a discussion I'll have with him when he wakes up.
he seems pretty excited about it. I'm not entirely sure why.
Some people like working with their hands.
Yeah, it's true.
He's seen a lot of crazy shit. Maybe he just wants to deal with something normal for a change.
Oh, he's with the wrong group of people.
Speaking about normal, before I go to bed, Bill, have you
Okay.
changed your mind on all this stuff?
Have I changed my mind on all this stuff? No, I would.
Yes.
I'm not reading any of the books. I'm not a reader type. Kills me to burn these paintings, which I know are valuable, but the 10 grand is kind of soothing.
I'll take pictures of them so that you can have fond memories of them.
Pictures. It's not the memories I want. It's the resale value. But again, the 10 grand soothes a wounded heart, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're really just in it for the money, you can take all this stuff and sell it back to them. But all they're going to do is make the world a more terrifying place with it.
Hey, I'm a capitalist. I'm not a monster.
Exactly. So let's get some sleep. I think Chris just gave us a 5-minute warning here.
Mm-hmm.
So out of character, you guys did a great fucking job.
I thought you'd be so mad.
Alvin doesn't think so.
I figured Ellen would be like, "What the actual fuck are you guys doing?"
Well, you guys
He did.
you guys actually did some police work. Like you guys found the truck, trailed the truck, went back to found the addresses. You brought them up. Like you guys did great. Sure, you guys got caught. Sure, you guys probably pulled the trigger a little too early, but we were going to need to get there anyway. And this way, we're on the offensive. Now we just need to survive the animal instinctively trying to bite us.
I'm concerned about the thefts, but better us having the books than them. Maybe. I mean, maybe not. Could be
Oh, it was
absolutely
such a dumb plan. Really, it's just dumb.
All right. So, at But quarter after 5, 5 in the morning,
Everyone goes back to bed.
everybody
For-
goes to sleep.
We need to wake up early though to get the hell out of here. And I need to convince Luther not to take this job so he doesn't get killed.
So everybody give me a constitution roll.
Are we sitting to so close to so much bad shit that we're just gonna die in proximity?
No, it's probably
Never mind,
the
it's-
3 hours sleep.
I need some of the dice.
Oh, I will luck that. Spend 3 luck to cast 3.
Okay.
I somehow made mine? I could have sworn I had a 70 something. It must have rolled last second to the 0.
Yep. So everybody except for Bill is actually awake in the morning. Tired and haggard looking, but awake.
Perfect.
It's what
Sal?
we do.
Sal,
It's the most excitement I've had in ages.
we're checking out. Make your phone call to your friend. I need to take Luther aside now. Luther, if you
Yeah.
go to this job, they're going to
Okay.
kill you.
No, they're not going to kill me. You talk. Why? Where does this come from?
So we just stole everything that they're using to do evilness.
But they're not. They're a moving company.
Right, but they're going to inquire as to the Penhew Foundation is going to use everything in their power to throw at us. We have all their stuff.
Yeah, I thought you'd be happy about that.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. They're going to want their stuff back, and they're going to want it at the end of a gun. They have descriptions of us. You know, that lady already knows who you are. They know who I am, and we've never run into her before. They are going to use that and our names to find us. If you have a job, they are going to find you.
Okay, I'll shoot them.
Plan. You realize that we're in London, right? And if you kill them, you're just putting a larger target on your back. They're going to be looking for you, and the police is going to be looking for you. Why do you want this job? What are you hoping to get out of it?
Alvin,
Similar to
you,
the wrong
you,
season.
you know sometimes people have to go to work, right?
We have some money, don't have to go to work, and I would find it very hard for you to convince me to do something when my life was on the line.
Maybe that's the difference between you and me.
Do you
I
seriously
Put
just
my
want
life
to
on the
work?
line all the time.
Yes,
It's
but you don't
fine.
need to in this case.
Well, maybe not, but maybe I can learn something. Maybe I can find something. Is there something we need to do this morning, this day, that is going to matter?
Keeping you
told-
alive matters to me.
I told those folks I was going to go to work, and I'm going to go to
That
work.
sounds lovely.
And the bad guys show up, I'll deal with it, like I do.
We're going to be hiding in a place that has no name. You going backwards and forwards from work? Is it just today?
Just a few.
Because going backwards and forwards from where we are safe to work, where they can track you to come backwards and forwards, puts us at risk. It's not just your life here. And if they're going to come for us because they think that we have their things, they're going to think that we're going to be holding it where we live. They're going to wait for you to leave, and they're going to come for us and those things, and you're not going to be there.
Then burn those things. They're useless.
That's what I said. doesn't change the fact that they're going to show up at our doorstep because they have trailed you there, and you won't be there because you will be at work.
Mr. Sharp, as far as I could tell, the only person that's been noticed is me. If they come for me, that's fine.
I am telling you, that's as far as you know. I am telling you, when Dr. Carter and Salvatore went to the Spice Emporium, the lady there, who is in league with the Penny Foundation, identified them to their face, named them so that she has proper descriptions of them, who she has never met, and was able to give them information about their lives. They know who we are.
This is
It
Trevor
is-
talking, not Bill. I'm pretty sure that was a potential ally that we just blew off.
I agree, actually. But the narrative still stands, right?
Narrative still stands. Someone knows us.
In the meantime, though, while you guys are having this discussion and having breakfast and nursing like your 10th cup of coffee just to get over that 3 hours of sleep or less for some of you, front page of the newspapers is about the break-in at the Penhue Foundation.
Great.
And that the
What are their
police
leads?
and that the police are searching for American expatriates.
There you go.
And there are descriptions, vague descriptions of everybody except for I think Salvatore and
Bill.
and Dr. Carter.
Damn it.
Like they're the
Who
sort of
saw
descriptions.
me?
Like if you
Went to the Penhue Foundation, guys. We were there.
guys were there, you guys gave good information. You're like, we're working on an insurance thing, and yeah,
That's true. That's true.
there.
I mean, there's no evidence at all that we were responsible. It's just really likely.
I'm insulted. They referred to I was being lumped in with American as an American Well, I wasn't there, but that's
Yeah, I'm Canadian.
Yeah, that's the thing is like nobody saw Salvatore do anything. So
I love that the giant Italian guy is scot-free right now.
but yes, the police are investigating.
So I
Sorry, Chris, let me get this straight. This break-in that happened less than 6 hours ago is already in a printed newspaper?
Uh-huh.
Back then, they were printing like three editions a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually 4.
It was the heyday for newspapers.
So like but news from let's say at midnight would have already made the first morning print. Wow.
Yes.
Depends on who you know.
And these people know everybody.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Alvin, just stay here. I'll be right back. Just 1 second. Miss Collins,
Yes.
and I'll knock on the door.
Well, I imagine everybody's down together having breakfast.
Yeah.
Well, he had hauled Alvin had hauled Luther away, but sure.
Yes.
I'm wherever I needed to be.
So, Miss Collins, this
Yes.
jacket that I wear,
Mm-hmm.
it's very treasured to me.
Mm-hmm. I
By
would imagine
very
so.
treasured, I mean very treasured.
I gathered that much by how many times I've seen you wear it, which I think is every single day that we've known each other.
Quite. I'm going to compromise with Alvin, and I'm going to let you hold on to this for me for a short time.
What is Alvin? I'm sorry.
Honestly, I don't care. But if you hold on to this jacket, then he'll let me go to work, and I'm going to go to work, and you guys do whatever it is that you need to do, and then you let me know where I'm supposed to meet you.
I intended to bring you lunch. And
Even better.
I thought you might think so. With some coffee, if I can manage.
I would love some coffee.
I bet you would.
It's been a long night.
You went to bed before I did. But I will sort out with Alvin what it is.
I was a little busier than anyway.
A little bit.
It's not a competition.
I will take very good care of your jacket. I will find out from Alvin what it is that he's tried to convince you of, and I will see you at noon.
Perfect. I need a cab. Somebody call me a cab.
You're a cab.
Front. Bill, you're terrible.
God, I need a nap.
You're terrible first thing in the morning. Have another coffee.
I gotta go back to bed.
Jesus. Being back at base.
So Evelyn will take Luther's coat, fold it over her arm, and hobble her way back to coffee.
Alvin, I'm going to work. I'll see you in 10 hours.
Son of a...
Be careful.
Always. Oh, shit. Let me get my gun. I need another jacket. Who's got a jacket?
Take the
You can use
38.
mine. I'm not using it.
Take the 38.
Hell no. I got a 44.
I'll take the 38. Well, no, I probably shouldn't.
I've got my own gun, so you might as well.
Am I the only one here who isn't armed?
Have you not noticed that we lost 2 of our friends over the last few weeks? You should be armed.
I am very aware. Thank you.
It's London. It's hard to get weapons.
Yes, I know. We'll take care of that too. I'll see you at noon.
Thank you. Alvin, good talk. See you after work.
Oh my god. Salvatore, get us out of here.
I have a gut feeling, and trust me, I've been really lucky lately. So sure it's gonna work out.
Salvatore, make your call.
Chris, I will get to work on whatever normal means of communicating with this society, whether that's go to a location, make a phone call.
Society? Are you part of a cult, Salvatore?
I'm part of a gentleman's club.
I don't think we have time for that.
Do you want safe haven, or do you want to just keep bitching?
Safe haven? The gentleman's club's going to provide us safe haven?
It's like the Masons. You can call on your brother for favors, and they can't turn you down,
Ah!
even if you're on the wrong side of the law. It's like a secret. It's not cult. It's like secret brotherhood fraternity thing.
Exactly. It's a brotherhood and a fraternity. It's not a cult.
This is where old people get together, pretend they're special, and drink whiskey and smoke cigars.
Well, I like some of that.
I don't pretend I'm special. I know I'm special.
See?
The group that Salvatore knows, it's called the Orpheus Club. And it's like your typical like 1920s gentleman's club.
And Salvatore probably is special. Wasn't he a boxing champion or something?
He was.
Yeah, he is special.
Yes, sir.
He is an elite.
So on the surface, it's a gentleman's club, like an explorer's club. They go to strange places in the world, and they, go on digs in ancient Egypt, and go like big game hunting in Africa, and all of those, sorts of things. But underneath the surface, Salvatore, you would know since your time in Peru that they're a little bit knowledgeable about some of the things that go on. Not everything. Certainly not everything. But just enough so that when things come along, they kind of keep their eyes and ears open. But they definitely can set you up in a safe flat in London.
Okay, what are they called again?
The Orpheus Club.
Okay. I will get whatever address they provide and find out if there's a good or bad time to show up, and I will go.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get the keys at the like their front basically. They don't allow anybody else in. If you're not a member, you're not getting past the front door.
I require a reservation for more than myself, if that's okay.
Certainly, the safe house is yours. Try to keep it intact. Let us know of anything that might be of interest to us.
I will do so after a conversation with my dinner guest.
Oh, certainly. And yeah, and they provide you with the address and a key. It's all very, it's very easy to do. They are very much in the habit of doing this sort of thing for members who are traveling.
Great, thank you very much. And I come back and I say, a safe house has been secured. It's a simple apartment. It might be better than a simple apartment, but I do have a place secured.
Salvatore,
Lovely.
you are literally a lifesaver.
Let's hope not. Let's hope this is all an overreaction.
Did you not see the paper this morning?
I did. I said hope, not expect or think realistically.
Well, then I hope you're right.
So,
It takes it's going to take the morning for you guys to basically get everything situated, get your stuff moved, try to make sure that you're not tailed, all of that sort of stuff.
While we're in transit and setting all this up, my paranoia is dialed up to 12. I was going to say
Okay.
11, but I think it's already at 11, so one more.
Yep. So folks can give me spot hidden rolls.
I'm still sleepy. Do I have a negative on that?
No, they just let you sleep while they make all the arrangements.
Woohoo! I made it.
Oof. Just barely.
wow.
So yeah, as you guys go about getting everything organized, doesn't seem to be anybody following you. There are a number of police on the street, maybe a little bit more than usual. And you kind of duck your heads, hold your hands up, pull your hats down, that sort of thing. It seems like whoever has called this in probably has significant sway with the police and is using them to do the grunt work of finding you.
Mm-hmm.
Typical.
Right. Luther.
Okay.
So you make your way to work. Are you doing anything like nosing around or anything, or are you just literally going to work?
Well, I think he's going to work, but he's keeping his ears open for anything interesting. But for the most part, he's just going to work. I mean, for him, for a vet to go to work and wake up and do his stuff, that's significant, right? So,
Yep. Little sense of normalcy.
yeah, like putting some kind of schedule on your day, right?
Yeah, and you get the feeling some of the folks that you work with are like, regular employees. Some of them, much like you, are just kind of contract hires. Like you show up, go to work for a couple hours, get paid at the end of the day cash. Nobody seems to ask too many questions. Nobody mentions anything about like, oh, did you see the story in the newspaper or anything like that. Like, this is a job that is used to people who are maybe trying to lay low and earn some cash.
Perfect.
But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary at all.
It's Call of Cthulhu. If I get an afternoon of nothing, I'll call that a win.
But yeah, so noontime rolls around. I believe Evelyn was taking lunch to Luther.
Yes. Yes, she is.
He is surprisingly still undeaded.
Hey! Excellent.
Did it?
Undeaded. She is, though, going to leave his jacket in her suitcase because that's the safest place she has at the moment. But yes, she's going to take him a little sack lunch and a cup of coffee, or a thermos of coffee. I'm sure that will take some wrangling because everyone's going to want to try to foist tea on her.
No, there's a significant number of coffee drinkers.
Excellent.
Want me to drive you?
Near. Maybe, but I don't want the car seen. Yeah, I don't think having the car seen would be a good idea. So, around a corner, maybe. I'll
Okay.
manage. I have my cane with me.
But yes, the work site is it's a work site.
She'll wait out front, where she can kind of see employees milling around. Just stand there and wait at the street. He'll notice eventually. He knows that she's going to be there, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I imagine he comes out at lunchtime.
Smile.
Miss Collins, thank you.
You're welcome. How's your day at work?
Comforting.
I can only imagine. I'm not sure what the grease is doing for you, but I'm glad that it's comforting. We have a new place to stay now,
Okay.
and we will. Do you know what time you're finished today?
5-ish or something.
All right. I'll just wait here until you let me know for sure, and we will be back to pick you up. And then we'll take you to the new location. We've already moved everything else. Just in case.
Can't tell me where it is now?
I don't know the address. Salvatore found it for us, and I did not catch the address. And Bill's the one driving today, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Did you guys get to look at the books, or?
Not yet. Like I said, we moved everything of everyone's to the new location after Salvatore arranged and found it, and Bill had a nap. I may have dozed off in a chair.
Well, that would be lovely.
It was not comfortable. But
it's still a nap.
it's still a nap. And I still was awake and able to get here in time to bring you lunch. So
Appreciate that. Sandwiches and coffee. Perfect.
coffee. Nothing strange going on here.
Nothing yet, but as I say, it's something important for me, I think.
Like I said, I'm not sure what kind of comfort comes along with Greece, but I'm glad you're finding it.
Nothing wrong with work.
I
Working's
didn't
good.
say there was. I agree. I'm sure you will sleep very well tonight.
I'm sure I will too. But with all this chaos, I guess a little bit of normal is something that maybe I need. If that's okay.
That's fine with me. I have no trouble with this at all. I trust you're able to take care of yourself. If anything odd happens. And if anything odd is suggested today, I'm sure you won't hesitate to ask us to wait around the corner in the car in case we're needed. It's not as though we have anything else pressing to do at the moment.
If you need me, come find me. Otherwise, I just will spend some time here. I
Have a
think
good day.
it's good for the soul.
I will take your word for it. You do look a bit lighter around the eyes than you did yesterday.
Thank you, Miss Collins. And thank you for lunch. I will see you this evening when you take me to this place. I don't know where I live.
I'll secret you away to the bizarre hideaway that some strange people from another country found for us. Yes, it'll be lovely, I'm sure.
Sounds about right.
Enjoy your day.
Miss Collins.
All right. So for the afternoon, what would folks like to do?
I need to read me some books and tell Bill that we're picking up Luther after work. And yeah, because Bill is now the one who knows how to drive from there to here.
Are we at the apartment yet?
Yes.
So Evelyn's going to prop herself up with the book that's in English.
Yep. Yep, she is. She's got the book that's in English, and there's a scroll in Old English. She's got that too.
Bill wants to flip through those paintings again. There's some of those paintings he didn't see, right?
Sure.
Probably.
If you would like to look through the paintings, you certainly can.
Yeah, and we burnt the one that was teleporting people into the past.
Yes. You guys took that out with some prejudice.
And then beat up the painter.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. We cut it.
All right. So Evelyn's going to be reading the book that's in English. Bill's going to be flipping through the paintings.
Yeah, looking for clues in the paintings, right?
Luther's working?
Luther's working. What about Alvin and Salvatore?
Sorry, are we at the apartment now or somewhere else?
Yep. You guys are all set up in the apartment. Took the morning to move in, and now you're deciding what to do with the afternoon. Bill's looking at paintings. Evelyn's reading a book. Luther's working.
I think there's a book in French. I might give that a read since I can read some French.
Yep, there is a book in French.
Test.
Yep. What would Alvin like to do?
Does anyone can't hear anything also?
I can just barely
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Gone again.
gremlins have gotten into the system. First they were targeting Mark, now they're targeting Amy.
What? There's gremlins in this game?
No, it's weird because I'm on the new laptop too, so I don't know why I disconnected.
Test their Alvin.
What about?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
There you are.
Me?
Yep.
Mhm.
I see your green lights turning on.
Oh,
You can't hear us?
apparently not.
Does that work now?
We can hear you.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Oh, no.
There you are.
Yay!
All right. So in the afternoon, Bill is flipping through paintings. Salvatore and Evelyn are like propped up on like the beds or the couch or whatever, pouring through these ancient books. What would Elvin like to do?
He's doing the same thing except with all of the receipts and the ledgers. So he's basically trying to glean whatever information that he can from all that miscellaneous data, as much as he is hoping that all of the stuff is destroyable. This is the stuff that's going to lead to actual people. So that's what he's trying to invest time in.
Perfect. All right. So we may as well start with Bill because Bill's is nice and easy. Since he's just looking through paintings, nothing bad
Easier
ever happens
than-
there.
Oh,
Easier than the Luthers?
sorry.
Maybe.
Luther's got the safe job now.
I had forgotten about Bill, and if Bill needs Alvin, he will take snapshots, or I guess pictures. There's no such thing as snapshots, I guess, but pictures of the paintings because I have a camera.
Okay, perfect.
Evelyn is going to point out that she would prefer not to read alone in a room, and maybe we should all do all of our activities in
Yeah,
the
that's
same
perfectly fine.
space in case something odd happens, especially if you're looking at those paintings.
With Alvin being a detective, Bill would kind of like to have him there to ask questions about, is this a clue or is this just art?
All right. So, for those of you who are looking at the painting, so that would be Alvin and Bill, I need both of you guys to give me sanity rolls.
So far, so good.
Oh, both of you guys lose 1 point of sanity as you look at these paintings. The paintings they're kind of hard to look at because of their kind of horrific and weird subject matter. Each of them seems to be more gruesome or grotesque or oddly vibrant than the one before. And as you're looking at them, you do see pictures of yourselves or what you think might maybe represent yourself in some of these paintings. One of the paintings, it looks like an alchemist laboratory. There is a reptilian humanoid kind of dissecting someone who bears a passing resemblance to Luther.
Chris,
Yes.
when you say it looks like us, do you mean me and Bill see ourselves in the painting, or me and Bill see specific people which are us in the painting? It's not like they change faces to represent us, right?
Yes.
Like we're seeing Luther right now being sacrificed, right?
Yes. And then, in a weird way, some of these paintings have that kind of reticular effect. So when you look at it at a different angle, the picture seems to kind of ripple and change and move ever so slightly. And so if you look at it at this angle, that looks like it could be Luther. If you look at it at this angle, that looks like it might be like Salvatore. But given the fact that there's very little physical resemblance between the two of them, it's weird that the painting could be mistaken for either, depending on how you look at it. There's one of the paintings is a processional scene from ancient Egypt. There's a golden chariot passing through a mass of people who have fallen to their knees in reverence, one of whom bears a striking resemblance to Evelyn. And that one does not change no matter what angle you look at it. It always bears a resemblance to Evelyn. Atop the chariot is a pharaoh dressed in black and gold robes whose face is turned away. And behind him, there's people who have been impaled on stakes, their internal organs kind of hanging down to the ground, being eaten by a pack of jackals.
Pleasant.
One of the other paintings is a nighttime in a woodland scene. The yellow moon, kind of like shining through dark branches, a group of naked men and women dancing around a bonfire. As you look at the picture, the bonfire seems to move and the figures seem to kind of dance a little bit. Rising from the flames is a goat-headed man with outstretched arms, seeming to kind of conduct them, kind of like if you've ever seen Fantasia, kind of like the Night on Bald Mountain sequence with Chernobog. One of the more unsettling pictures is a scene of a man being cut open with a silver dagger. That looks very, very familiar, like those daggers that you have in that chest over there.
Uh-oh.
An act of ritual blood sacrifice. On the victim's chest is an occult-looking sigil, which twists and moves as you watch it.
And I know I don't want to look too closely, but do those occult-looking symbols look like any of the symbols that were used by the Bloody Tongue, or that match the descriptions of the symbols that we have in London?
Yes. As they kind of shift, they do represent the symbols associated with the Bloody Tongue and the symbols, the descriptions at the very least of symbology that you've seen tied to the murders in England.
So both, again, because of the ripple effect?
Yes. And a couple of others that you can't identify. The final painting is a towering mountain, obviously African from the look of the savanna background. Then there is a monstrous demonic creature kind of rising from the mountain. Its head is just a giant tentacle, like just covered in blood. Near the building, there's very tiny little human figures, to give you a sense of scale, lifting their hands to kind of like supplicate themselves before this demonic entity. From each of the humans' heads, there's a red tongue or tentacle dangling down. If you look closely, they look like they're ceremonial headpieces, very similar to the headbands that you found with the Bloody Tongue in New York. Those bandanas with the strip of red cloth hanging down like a tongue.
Fun.
But yes, as you're looking through these and getting some photos, they do kind of move with the light with your eyes, and you do see yourselves in some of these. Not enough to be like, holy cow, that is me, but it tinges that feeling of familiarity.
Okay, so none of them okay, this is me. Why am I being stuck on a spike or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like you're looking, you're like, that looks like it could be Luther.
Except for the Pharaoh one.
Except for the one of the Dark Pharaoh and the procession. That is clearly Evelyn. Evelyn, you are reading a book. Conveniently, the book is in English.
Very conveniently. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to read it. Or inconveniently, maybe.
I mean, if you couldn't read it, they could burn it all.
No, that's not how it works. I told you.
So you can give me an occult roll and a library use roll.
Okay. There's the occult roll. Not so on the library use.
Okay. All right. So this leather-bound manuscript smells vaguely of sulfur. There's a front piece that identified it as called "Ye Book of Communications with Ye Angel Dazon." It's in an archaic form of English, but still recognizable as English. And there are like some unknown symbols kind of scratched in the margins, like whoever had this at some point kept notes. With the occult roll, you recognize some of those symbols as Enochian. The book is basically, it's an organized collection of what seem to be seances between a medium and an angelic spirit identified as Dazon. It seems to be like divine prehistory, angelic law, confounding discussions, discussions of how certain humans were elevated to divinity. The work itself seems to be very like self-contradictory in parts. There are parts that appear to be written in some sort of cipher. Since you made the occult roll, this book is it's known in occult circles as something that Helen Blavatsky, the theophist, the nut job with the like ancient land of Mu. You're muted. Basically,
Sorry, I know who you mean, yes.
Yeah. Who claims that the book was transmitted via spirit guides.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What's weird though is the book itself doesn't seem to have any bearing on her teachings. But you can give me a sanity roll.
No, I could fail a sanity roll.
All right. Okay. So as you're reading this book, the main thing that kind of draws your attention is that the one of the beings mentioned time and again in this as someone who has elevated humanity to the divine seems to go by a couple of names, a couple of references. One of them is he is referred to as the Black Pharaoh, he who shall stride the blue and white waters. Also referenced as the Bloody Tongue. Specifically in the context of a force of beckoning chaos bestride the hot mountain, his tongue suckered with blood.
Yeah, could I get that pasted into the Discord?
Give me one sec. And you can give me another library use roll.
Oh, okay.
Oh, your soul to?
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's an hour of my time.
So the blue and white waters is, and basically the Black Pharaoh combined with the phrase the blue and white waters probably references the Nile.
Okay.
And beyond that, there seems to be some instructions and some ritual type things for summoning various spirits. The Children of the Wood and Wind Spirits and the Unseen Walker and the Wisdom of the Void.
Okay, Children of the Woods.
Yep.
The Unseen Void.
The Unseen Walker.
Oh. What were the other ones?
The Wind Spirit.
Okay.
and how to do something called consult the wisdom of the void.
Okay.
But yes, it does provide you with some more insight into the mythos itself. But the main takeaway is that this being that is referenced, the Dark Pharaoh, the Bloody Tongue, seems to go by many names.
Yep. Yep, he does. Not terribly comfortable with the connection between now the Bloody Tongue and the Black Pharaoh. But okay.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Salvatore, since you're reading the French book, why don't give me a French roll? You'll get something out of it, but how well you roll will determine how much you get. So this book is it's like soft calf leather, untrimmed pages. It's it's like an archaic version of French, fairly archaic. You have to stumble through some words. You're going to need to take some more time, probably with the French English dictionary, to kind of go through it. What you manage to glean from it, just kind of like very high level surface reading, is it seems to be the account of a French merchant who traveled around the world. And there seem to be chapters talking about regional religious beliefs in Northern Africa, Asia, and Europe. The few words that you understand seem to be like, it's like a mundane description of like hunting and farming, and then it just kind of segues into, if your understanding is correct, ritualistic bloodletting and cannibalism. Just enough for you to go like, this is not good. You also, because you've seen it in some other books, the name Witchmaker, Bloody Tongue, Three-Eyed Shadow, and Dark Pharaoh.
Sorry, can you repeat those again? Witchmaker, Bloody
Witchmaker, Bloody Tongue, Three-Eyed Shadow, and the Dark Pharaoh. And depending on the part of Africa or Asia or Europe that these tales are coming from, all of these names seem to refer to the same entity, the same god. It's kind of like if you go to Italy, they worship Jupiter, and if you go to Athens, they worship Zeus, but it is fundamentally the same entity. That sort of thing. So several names linked to this being. Thankfully, because you don't get all of the information, so you don't have to worry about your sanity dropping. But you also don't learn anything else about the mythos until you actually get into the thick of it. But yes, so both. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. So since you and Evelyn are kind of reading together, between these two books, it denotes that whatever this entity is, these books probably reference the same one. The name Bloody Tongue and Dark Pharaoh show up in both. The Bloody Tongue was, responsible for what happened in New York. So yeah, there's definitely some threads linking things here.
Yep.
And finally, Luther, who has
I'm just at work.
who has a nice, peaceful afternoon at work. You can give me a mechanical repair roll.
Sure.
Sanity check for a nice peaceful day at work.
Exactly what I was going to say. Roll a mechanical check and then roll for sanity loss.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. Yeah, you do an okay job. Nothing spectacular.
Yeah, it's fine.
End of the day, you're paid out in cash.
Cash is good.
And the boss is kind of like, well, if you need more work tomorrow, come on in.
I'll do my best.
All right. And who is going to go pick up Luther at about 5:30ish
That would be me.
Bill and Evelyn.
when it's dark and foggy?
Bill and Evelyn. Do you want me to drive?
Oh, sorry, I didn't press control. That was yes. I'll be driving with Evelyn.
Sorry, which one of us is driving?
Either one of us doesn't matter. We both drive,
Oh.
right?
Yes.
If there's a car chase, my drive is pretty.
Mine's 44.
My drive is 40, so you're in charge.
Okay.
Which one of you is going with a high spot check to make sure you're not followed back?
My spot check is 50.
Mine is not. Mine is half that.
Can Alvin insist that he comes with?
Actually, you don't need me if you want to go. If your spot check's better, then that's a better choice.
Well, it's not about. It's not. I want to
No,
make
from
sure that
Bill's point of view is we don't want everybody there, and you're better. The only reason he's going is, kind of half bodyguard because age of chivalry and all that crap, and just to be a second pair of eyes. But you're the better pair of eyes, and you're better in a fight, so you should be the one going.
okay, then I'll go. And I'm gonna ask Evelyn, but don't you know the location? Like, aren't you the one who knows the routes backwards and forwards?
I paid attention on the way back.
Okay, fair. So we'll do that.
Chris might disagree, but
And once we pick up Luther, Alvin's gonna suggest you take certain turns here and there. He's gonna assume that we're being followed, and he's gonna lead you on like a merry, let's try to lose a tail kind of like path
sure.
back home.
We will take the scenic route.
All right. Perfect. So yeah, you guys take the scenic route. You guys can give me spot hidden rolls.
Finally.
I'm busy paying attention to traffic.
Okay.
I'm so tired.
Yeah. So Alvin, it doesn't seem like you're being followed. It's a little hard to say for sure because like that thick London fog has rolled in. But you don't see any sign of headlights or anything behind you, and only a fool would be driving in this without headlights.
Okay. I'm still taking us through the scenic road.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
Which is the stealthy way of getting back home.
Absolutely. Right. So you guys are sitting there and waiting for Luther, and I'll get between Alvin and Evelyn. I'll get you guys to give me luck rolls.
Oh no!
Boy.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I was about to say that Evelyn was going to get out of the car, but maybe not.
Oh, come on. Can I use luck on a luck roll?
No.
Nope.
You cannot, but Evelyn failed hers by more, so.
Oh, yay.
I was only 2 points away.
Suddenly get transported back in time to become a pharaohess.
Oh God, not again.
I want to be a pharaoh.
That's where we get hit by a rocket launcher.
If I had a rocket
Somebody,
launcher.
somebody from the year 2000 gets transported back 100 years.
What shitty ass rolls. All right, so you guys are sitting there.
How are they shitty? You got both sides. You got a 3 and a 96. Like, one of those two's got to be good.
So as you're sitting there and you're waiting for Luther, and you see Luther, Luther, you're kind of waving goodbye to the guys you met. Seem like pretty good folks. I mean, everybody's got their story, but
Yeah, blimey.
yeah. But they, good old salt of the earth folks.
I like him.
Evelyn and Luther, or Evelyn and Alvin, as you're in the car and you're waiting, both of you detect the smell of burning hair. It gets
Did you
stronger
smell that?
and stronger. And then Evelyn, you feel something slide up your nose and down your throat.
Ah! What the fuck?
You cannot scream. You take a point of damage.
Oh my god! Okay.
And you lose 8 points of sanity.
Oh, shit.
Evelyn starts pawing at her face for no apparent reason. 8 sanity?
8 sanity.
Ooh.
You, Tony, saying, "Why are we playing this game?"
I don't get it. I really don't. I'm trying, guys.
Oh, I hit the wrong thing. No, I didn't.
Alvin is looking at you, pawing at your face.
Yep, at her nose and probably clutching at her throat with
Okay.
one hand and
All right. I'm going to need
for no apparent reason.
Evelyn to give me an intelligence roll.
Sure. Where do I mark down my damage? Oh, never mind. Hit points. 1 point, right?
Yep.
So many
And
games.
do a witch roll? Yeah, I know.
An intelligence roll.
No, the witches are against us.
No.
Oh, good news is you failed. You
I hate this game.
you do not
Fuck
realize
this game.
the full ramifications of what is going on.
Okay.
As players, do we?
No, I don't.
Yeah, Alvin,
I have no idea.
you just see Evelyn kind of like stiffen and her eyes kind of go wide.
Oh, this is the hour that you promised.
Evelyn, roll a d10 for me.
Not necessarily. I'm sure it'll come at a much worse time. 3.
Oh, interesting. Oh, very interesting.
Why is it every time Chris says something like that, I just want to swear at him?
It's ominous.
We're
Every
playing
time.
Cthulhu
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
on purpose.
So initiative-wise,
Initiative-wise?
Holy shit.
I'm so glad I didn't go.
yes, because what you guys do will matter, and the timing of things will matter.
Oh, fuck. Oh, never mind. I realized we were in Foundry and clued in.
Dex of 90. Sweet. All right, Evelyn, you take 2 points of damage as you start to gasp for air.
Okay. Is there something I need to do to roll initiative, or is that not a rolled thing? It's just a set number.
It's just a set number based on your dexterity.
Okay. Perfect. Too many games. Sorry, you said another point of damage?
2 points.
1, 2? Okay.
Evelyn, are you okay?
Am I physically able, like, in control of my character?
You are, but you cannot speak and you cannot breathe.
Okay.
Oh, and you are lashing out violently at anything that happens to be near you.
You're lashing out wildly, is that what you said?
Yep. So yes, so you can basically Unless somebody gets you out of control on your turn, you will attack whatever happens to be closest to you, just swinging wildly.
That would be
Okay. Thankfully, my cane is probably at Alvin's feet while I was driving.
Yep.
So I don't have that in my hand.
Yep.
I also don't have the 38, thankfully.
All right, so Alvin, you see Evelyn, like her eyes are starting to bulge. Her mouth is open, but she does not seem to be breathing or screaming or anything.
Alvin's just staring at her. Is like, "Are you choking?" He's kind of like dumbfounded. We weren't eating anything. She seems to be asphyxiating or something. He's not exactly sure what's going on. So he's kind of, unfortunately, maybe the term isn't shell shocked, but
Yeah.
No, that would be a Luther thing.
yeah, no, he's kind of
Very
like
much so.
Yeah.
caught flat-footed with this situation, and he's unfortunately going to spend this round kind of like expecting her to answer, not realizing that she's completely unable to, unfortunately.
All right.
I'm choking on that thick London smog.
Exactly. He's like, what the hell is going on? He's like when someone's like, are you okay? Are you not okay? And you're kind of.
Trust me. I've laughed myself into enough asthma attacks that I know exactly what Evelyn feels like right now.
All right. Luther, you can give me a spot hidden roll.
All right.
I didn't realize we were that hidden. Oh yeah, I guess the fog. Never mind.
All right. So you're like making your way to the car and saying like goodbye, folks. You kind of turn and you can see Evelyn's sitting at a weird angle because her body's kind of like stiffened ever so slightly in the driver's seat.
Can he tell that there's something wrong?
Make a luck roll.
Oh, well, I'm lucky.
Right?
You have to roll what, a 2?
I have 5.
Yes.
Spend luck.
There's no. I mean,
You don't know if anything's wrong necessarily. She just does seem to be sitting at a weird angle.
I guess he'll head to the car. Like, no one's screaming, no one's saying, help, help, help.
Can't.
Okay.
Which is
Literally
funny because
can't.
that's what Alvin's expecting. He's expecting her to say help, help, help.
Okay. Evelyn, you
Yep.
can make a strength roll.
Oh, okay. That's
You be-
new.
There's a ghost choking you from the inside of your lungs, Evelyn.
So in your wild thrashing, you manage to dislodge whatever it is. You can breathe again.
Oh,
You are still, however, completely losing it and just kicking. So go ahead and give me a brawl roll.
I'll apologize now if I actually manage to make contact. I don't expect I will.
Oh, nice!
Apparently, I just taunted my dice.
So I'm leaning forward and you freaking uppercut me is what's happening here.
It's the ladies with the pointed elbows, right? You gotta watch those elbows.
They're like, are you okay? I lean in, bang, right to the face.
I'd be more having gone through the whole I can't breathe, stop talking to me, or stop trying to make me answer. It would probably be like a hand to the side of your head and just banging you against the window.
So that'll be 1 point of damage to Alvin.
One of these days, to the moon, Alvin.
Apparently.
Nice.
Alright. So, on 90. There's no token for the thing because you can't see the thing.
There's a thing.
Yep. I'm not fighting imagination here. Or rather, imagination isn't fighting me.
I am telling you, there's an invisible ghost that is choking her from the inside.
There's something. And it gets to roll a lot of dice. Jeez, man, stop rolling already. The hell?
Jesus.
Alright.
How many limbs does this thing have?
So both Evelyn and Alvin, you both feel something like slide down your throat, up your nose, constricting, cutting off your air. That's going to be
What the?
1 point of damage to each of you.
Okay.
No. No.
I'm starting to
No.
dislike this car.
That'll be 4 points of sanity lost to Alvin.
Oh no.
But that's not enough to cause you to go insane. So you are still capable of acting rationally-ish.
How do you act rationally when your insides are choking you?
So you are up.
Well,
Well, let me
I
tell
could-
you about the time I got hit by chlorine gas.
I could advise you of what to do when you absolutely cannot breathe because your body's not cooperating, but dude, it sucks.
All right, Alvin,
It's not good.
give me a spot hidden roll, Alvin.
It'll hurt a lot tomorrow.
Hard success.
Perfect. So you did see momentarily when Evelyn was thrashing about, she did have a brief moment where she managed to take a breath, indicating that you can feel something tentacly sliding down your throat and up your nose. So you can definitely try to dislodge it if you would like.
I definitely try to dislodge it. I don't know what I'm rolling for that, considering.
It is a strength roll.
Okay, just as an FYI, if I when Alvin paws at his face, there's nothing there, right?
No, you can feel something mostly tangible, but you cannot see anything.
So he puts his hands to his face, and there's something there. You just can't see it.
Yep, it's like
A face, like an invisible face hugger.
and largely intangible, but not completely intangible.
So like an invisible jellyfish.
Yes.
Well, dear readers, there's your definite explanation of what's going on. Here's the strength roll. I don't know. Oh!
Wow.
Wow.
Extra hard success.
So you kind of paw at your face, and you pull something free. You manage to get a breath. There is definitely something there, and it's wiggling, and it's trying to get back into your mouth and nose.
And it's I have it in my hands at this point. I'm brawling it.
Essentially. That will take us to Luther.
Who's still coming to the car, I guess, right?
Yep. Give me another spot hidden roll. Perfect. So as you get closer, you can see it looks like Alvin is struggling with something.
His sense of sanity.
Maybe.
Something? Or
He's thrashing about.
and Evelyn seems okay, right?
No, Evelyn has that look on her face again. Looks like her mouth is open. It looks like she's trying to scream, but there's no sound coming out.
Okay, so I'm going to run to the car. Alvin is clearly capable. So he's going to rip open the door where Miss Collins is and basically just pull her out.
Okay. Give me a strength roll.
Chris, is this like D&D where talking is free actions, or they really happen on your turn? Because I know that when we started this, you said the order in which things happen is going to matter. So I don't want to talk out of turn, but I'm kind of leaning towards you to tell me when I can.
Okay. No, you can generally talk whenever. I'm not going to be that redundant. Luther, you try to pull her out, and something is holding her there.
26 is enough. Wow.
Contested is basically whoever succeeds better, and my 9 is a hard success.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So move up and then try to pull. That's my turn.
So
but-
this is where Alvin kind of like yells to Luther, saying, "It's on her face. Pull it off her face."
Evelyn. Evelyn can give you a strength roll.
Oof.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So yeah, Evelyn is just like thrashing about wildly. You manage to pull this thing free, and it feels like you're pulling like 2 or 3 feet worth of like thick tapeworm out of your esophagus.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I have issues with swallowing hair. That it's just having hair in my mouth is one of those things that makes player Anita just nope. And this is really gross. So, oh,
But yes, you managed to pull this thing free, kind of get a breath.
I don't think it's hair.
nope, I don't either.
Okay.
Yeah, Evelyn will.
You're still kicking and screaming and thrashing about.
I can't. Okay, I've got no actual control yet.
No, you have temporarily lost your mind.
Okay, but I'm breathing.
You are breathing.
Am I yet? Okay,
Well,
that's always nice.
for now, on 90 it goes. And now it has
Yeah.
3 targets. So we'll start with Evelyn.
Jesus, on 90 goes in its 80s. Oh,
It has a dex of 90, so it goes.
God.
I like this rolling high though.
Okay, against Alvin. These would be phenomenal rolls for Marvel superheroes.
It would be.
My 2 not so
For the record, he has rolled 86, 87, 85, and 80.
I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer.
And the previous round, he rolled an 88.
Right.
And for the record, Marvel Superheroes, one of the best superhero games ever made.
Yes. Against Luther. Oh, an 82. Oh, and a 25. So Luther, as you're grabbing Evelyn, and she's just like kicking and thrashing, and like just like you can see the look in her eyes, like she is gone
panicked.
from panic. And as you're like kind of looking at her, you feel something glom onto your face and push its way like past your lips and up your nose.
Fuck.
For 2 points of 2 points of sanity loss, and a point of damage.
Yay.
No.
That will take us to Alvin, who is currently free of being suffocated.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm metagaming, but this is what Alvin thinks is going on. So he's got something gooey and quasi material in his hand that if he lets go is just going to jump back down his throat. He has seen it or something similar happen to Evelyn, and since I have a good spot hidden, I probably see something happening to Luther.
Yeah, you
Even
guys are
though-
you guys are all close enough that you can see like just that sudden look of shock on his face and like the kind of open mouth.
Yeah. Okay, so considering that's happening, the unlikelihood, I'm a fairly intelligent guy here. I think I have 80 intellect, or Alvin has 80 intellect. The likelihood that it's 3 different assailants is high. So it's probably like, if we're talking about like tapeworms and tentacles, this has a central mass somewhere that's invisible. So the first thing that Alvin's going to do is he's going to pull out his knife and try to stab the tentacle that he has in his close vicinity and pin it to the car dash.
All right. You can certainly try. You are at a penalty die.
I don't even know why. I'm sure I'm at a penalty because it's invisible to begin with.
Yes. Yes. And you do not want to fumble.
No. I'm holding it with one hand and I am trying to stab at it and I can't see it. So I just click on melee weapons here, knife.
Yep. And then the little
I have
slider.
not selected a target for my knife.
Just say okay.
Oh, okay. So proceed. I have disadvantage, correct?
Yes.
I cannot select it.
Okay, I can.
There we go. So I will brawl. I have 25% on brawl. Let's see what happens. Fumble.
Oh.
I just stabbed my own hand.
You do.
On the upside, it's only a D8, which can kill me.
And your D4 damage bonus.
And my D4 damage bonus, of course.
Oh,
Oh, I rolled 3. So, less hit points for me. I'm going to go to the hospital soon. I just stabbed my hand.
Right. So yeah, so you try to jab this thing, but you can't see it, and it seems to like twist. And what you do notice though is your knife just passes right through it, like there's no resistance at all.
So my hands can hold it, but my knife goes through it.
And even then, it's like holding like jelly. So it's mostly immaterial, and essentially it's immune to physical attacks.
Okay.
All right. So Luther,
what are you gonna do? Yell at it?
you are being suffocated.
Yeah, we'll deal with that in a minute. Luther's going to push Alvin aside from the front of the car,
Okay.
put it in drive, and just move.
Okay.
Sorry, you're pushing Evelyn aside? 'Cause she
Whoever's
was in
in
the driver's seat.
whoever's driving, it gets
That would
moved.
be Evelyn. Okay.
Okay. Give me a drive auto roll. Basically, because you're trying to do this under some degree of duress.
There is duress.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some degree of it. That's a lot of luck.
I don't have any luck.
So yeah, so you could push it if you like. Right now the car's not going. If you push it and fail, the car stalls out and is dead. But it gives you another shot at making that roll.
You're a mechanical engineer, dude.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
Pushing is a very bad idea in this game, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh,
But you
Oh,
pulled it off.
Nice.
oh, look at that.
To make a mechanical joke, you came in clutch.
Oh.
I don't know if this will help. I'm just trying to get the fuck out. Right?
So yeah, so as you like kind of like push Evelyn aside, and she is still like freaking the hell out. You kind of throw the car in gear and take off, and you, like the gears grind. There's like this horrible smell come from the engine. You're like, no, we need to go. And as you drive, you can feel something basically pull up out of your throat as you leave whatever it is behind.
I have a knife in my hand. Is that correct?
Alvin is bleeding profusely from a cut in his palm. Evelyn can give me a brawl roll.
I'll apologize now for my flying fists. No, I'm not hitting anything. Hopefully, maybe.
Okay. Right. So yeah, Evelyn's just like flailing around madly. Alvin, you're in the car. The car is moving. Your hand is bleeding. Quick assessment though, it doesn't seem like anybody is currently having trouble breathing, but Evelyn is freaking the fuck out.
Alvin,
So-
take care of her.
I'm gonna tell her to calm down, and when she doesn't, I think
yeah,
I need
that'll
to
work.
restrain her.
Okay. So you can give me a psychoanalysis roll.
Oh, okay. That obviously I have 70 points in psychoanalysis.
Wow.
Nope.
Okay. No, she's continuing to freak the fuck out.
Yes, that's, as I said, I'm gonna need to restrain her.
All right, Luther, you're driving away. Give me a spot hidden roll.
God, I hate this game.
Okay.
Negative.
All right. What would you like to do for your turn?
I don't even know where we're going, so I think we're just leaving.
Okay.
Right.
And I could breathe, right?
Yes, you can. It felt like something got pulled out of you when you accelerated quickly.
Alvin, take care of Miss Collins, and I will get us somewhere in this direction.
Evelyn, you can give me a brawl roll. Oh,
Oh,
Oh God!
Are you for real?
okay. All right.
Right in the balls.
Sorry.
Alvin and Luther, both of you can give me luck rolls.
Oh my God! I have a luck of 5.
sorry, Tony.
Roll the one.
He rolled a 1. I mean, you weren't going to beat that.
Lady, stop choking me! Why do you?
Okay. So that's going to be 2 points of damage to Luther.
Oh God!
Sorry.
And a drive auto roll.
Oh, no.
Aren't you terrible at driving?
Oh yeah.
Well, lucky us.
Good pilot.
If only this thing had wings.
If only Evelyn was able to drive.
All right. So you guys are getting out of there, trying to put some distance between you and whatever that thing was. Evelyn is like just like arms and legs everywhere. Evelyn's like, Evelyn, calm down, and like a foot comes out and like cocks like Luther right on the side of the head for
Jesus.
2 points of damage. And the car kind of like skitters and sideswipes like a street light. Takes some damage to the car, not enough to write it off, but the car kind of like momentarily comes to a halt before you step on the gas and start going again. That will take us to Alvin, and the reason I'm keeping it in initiative is because Evelyn's insanity lasts for so many rounds.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
holy shit.
So I'm gonna try to shit, I am terrible at brawling. Holy frag.
I'm not good at it, and yet.
Okay, I'm gonna try to
Keep rolling like that.
restrain
Good.
her.
What would Sam Spade do
Okay.
in a situation like this?
All right, so that will be a brawl roll.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope. Luther.
Is she just gonna take free pot shots at us until we manage to do something?
Sorry.
Maybe.
I'm at half my hit points. I need to go to the hospital.
I,
Sorry.
I have to keep driving. That's all I got.
At least Volador had the decency to have somebody else stab himself.
Exactly.
I
It's like
don't think pulling a
PvP.
gun's gonna help. So
Friendly fire with fists.
it's not PvP with the GM makes it happen.
Yeah, there's a random insanity table, and I need to happen to roll violence.
Oh,
There are other things she could have rolled. She didn't. But speaking of Evelyn, give me a
Oh,
brawl
you
roll.
imagine Salvatore rolling violence.
Oh, God.
my
that'd be so bad. Oh God, be glad it's just Evelyn.
Yeah, then we need guns.
Yeah, yeah, we
Slap fight.
I don't want to get in a slap fight with Salvatore. Sorry, you need a what roll? Brawl?
Brawl.
Oh God.
These people are trying to take you, and obviously.
Oh, come on.
What the hell?
All right.
My dice have the.
woman. It's the 1920s. I'm allowed to say that.
So luck rolls from Alvin and Luther.
God damn it.
I want Luther to say that so bad.
Okay. Well, Alvin.
Looks like Alvin gets it this time.
No, Alvin failed by less.
Oh, by a lot less.
Oh God, yeah, he's always gonna fail by less.
I'm feeling lucky.
At least Evelyn doesn't have a damage bonus.
No. I'm surprised it's not a negative.
That's possible, actually. One point of damage to Luther.
Jesus.
But
Sorry.
that is not enough to force the driving roll.
That's good.
Back around to Alvin.
I guess we brawl her some more. Like,
Okay.
does it look like we are trying? Like, does it look
Oh, it
like we're
looks like you're
kidnapping a
kidnapping.
woman
Absolutely
and she's like
does.
fighting in the car?
Yes.
It absolutely does.
Jesus Christ!
As a matter of fact, whichever one of you has the lowest luck can give me a luck roll.
Oh, shut up.
Oh.
I should have shut my mouth. Like,
Oh. Okay.
I only failed it by, 78 points?
88 points.
88 points.
All right.
78 makes it unrespectable.
So yes, you guys are careening down in this kind of battered-looking car with a panicked woman fighting you guys off. Elvin, you're up.
We're gonna get arrested.
I'm sorry.
Brawl. Where's brawl?
Shut her up or I'm going to.
Skills that I don't have.
Oh.
Just curious, sorry, is Luther screwed up too, or is it just Evelyn and Alvin?
Everybody has taken a little bit of a shit kicking this go.
Hold on. I have
Currently,
lost
the only
my
one who's
argument.
still screwed up, quote unquote, is Evelyn because she's in panic mode because she couldn't breathe.
You know that these people are not taking you to the Dark Pharaoh.
She's just kicking the fuck out of everybody now.
Uh,
Oh shit. Okay.
Luther. Continuing to drive or turning around to put a stop to this nonsense.
Are they wearing seatbelts?
In 1925, probably
I don't
not.
think they've been invented yet.
I'm just jamming the brakes.
Okay.
Oh Jesus. I mean, on one hand, cars don't go very fast at that time.
Well, 20 miles an hour to
It's
0
still
is a
without a
lot.
seatbelt. Yeah.
All right. Give me a drive roll.
I don't know why I keep doing this.
I don't know why you're stopping suddenly.
It's too much chaos.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So, the car comes to a screeching halt, rams into some parked vehicles, kind of skids out of control, pretty much gets totaled at that point. Everybody inside the vehicle takes 1 point of damage. But the vehicle is stopped.
And if I have another action, I'm going to
Well, if all else fails,
help Elvin
You
in
could
the back
just-
seat, or help Elvin in the front seat, wherever.
It's the front
Front
seat.
Just,
Front seat.
just stop the car and just start wailing.
Right. Evelyn,
Yeah.
these people are keeping you from your betrothed.
Oh, is that what they're doing? Does Evelyn have any kind of control, or is she just mindlessly brawling still?
No, she's just reacting violently. You want to kill these people for
Okay.
trying to keep you from the Dark Pharaoh.
Oh dear.
Thankfully, you
It's
do
really
not have a
hoping it was
weapon.
just panic. Thankfully, because my cane is God knows where now. It's probably under the seat, I imagine.
Oh, okay.
Not hitting anything.
There we go.
Finally.
Test.
Alright.
Is that working?
Yeah, we hear you.
So yeah, as you kind of like, you're like flailing about trying to kill these people who dare to stand between you and the Dark Pharaoh, and you just
Yep.
kind of like lash out blindly. And between the two of them, they do manage to get you subdued because you fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so over the next like 10 or 15 seconds, Evelyn finally does come to her senses.
Do I, like, stop being concerned about getting to the Dark Pharaoh, or just stops fighting?
No, you come to your senses. You're like, wait, no, that's
Okay.
crazy. That's crazy.
Okay.
You're
Perfect. Good. All right.
You are aware that you had this idea that the Black Pharaoh was calling to you for your nuptials, and these two tried to stop you.
Nuptials?
Yeah, I don't think that's something we really need to talk about. But Evelyn will kind of settle down. And
Mr.
stop
Collins?
fighting back.
You fine? You good? You broke my nose.
Luther?
Are you good?
I can breathe. That's good.
All right, back seat.
When?
See if this
If
thing
you
can
can
move.
breathe. I'm sorry. I need Luther.
What?
Luther, I'm bleeding pretty badly here. Can you give me a hand with this hand?
Did I?
Yeah, you did all kinds of stupid stuff. It's fine. Alvin, you hand. Let me see. I'll see if I can patch it up.
I can give you
Blair's offended. Evelyn didn't stab him. He stabbed himself. Not that anyone else could tell.
First aid.
That's a pretty deep cut. Thankfully, he didn't hit anything important, so he's not going to die. So, like, you get it bandaged and stuff, but it's going to be sore for a little while.
Listen, I've
So-
gone to work for one day.
Chicken, 9 by
Miss
30.
Collins,
We don't have
back
chicken.
seat.
Yes.
Back seat. Now,
Mm-hmm.
One
Alvin,
9
you
by
stay with her?
19, we could-
Yeah.
grab your hand. Tell me where I'm going. If this car can even move.
Okay.
This car is not capable of moving.
Fuck. All right. Alvin, you stay ahead. I'm taking Miss Collins. Take me where we're going. Just we gotta get out of wherever this is, right?
How much notice have we attracted, Chris?
There's a lot of looky-loos.
Where did my cane go? I don't know where my cane is.
I'll get it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so I wrap my hand and we start going. I'm still trying to.
Did I stab you?
No. I tried to. I tried to do a few to stop the thing that was trying to get at to us.
Bro shit. It's fine. Let's just get out and figure it out when we get to not here. Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can give me spot hidden rolls.
Chris, my computer is not posting right now, which is a very bad sign. So I'm still playing. I just have an inability to do anything with my character sheet.
Okay.
Wow. Apparently not breathing for a bit makes you hypervigilant.
Oh yeah, all of you guys.
We're feeling a bit paranoid at the moment.
Fuck all
Like I
this.
say,
Not breathing and not having the sense of taste expands and makes your other four senses that much better.
Oh, I feel like I'm back here.
So yes.
All three of your total rolls are added up are still better than some of the rolls you guys are making.
Right?
So as you guys kind of move away, walking away from the wreckage, grabbing anything that might be incriminating, grabbing Evelyn's cane, that sort of things. Just kind of casually, just kind of looking around. You're not necessarily being followed, but all of you note some Egyptian-looking individuals keeping their eyes on you. A little bit longer than normal.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with my deep-seated belief that we are constantly being followed, and as we go forward, I am going to take people in a very roundabout, stealthful way to try to ditch any pursuers that we have. The downside is we're not moving very quickly.
So you can give me a stealth roll. Whichever one of you is best at stealth can make the roll.
That would be me, and I think I've got my computer to post. I think stealth. I believe that my stealth roll is wow. It's actually better than my spot
Wow.
hidden roll. Just barely.
So yes, so as as you start to move and you notice these people watching you, you take some steps to kind of gauge whether they are watching you or just coincidence, and they are definitely watching you. So you're like, okay. Now that you know that you're being watched, you can very quickly lose them amongst the various alleyways and byways of the London streets. And probably in an hour or so, you can make your way back to where the folks are, where everybody is.
I will do that. Am I? You said I was bleeding a lot. Do I need? I know first aid will just stop me from going further down, but is there anything that I need to do or that I can do while we are walking to kind of minimize my either blood loss or help us make sure that we need less medical attention, and that applies for me. That applies for Luther, who took a few elbows to the face by Miss Collins, and it obviously applies to Miss Collins herself, who had to puke out a tentacle.
Not really. I mean, nobody's in danger of dying. Nobody took any major wounds. It's just like bumps and scrapes and bruises, and a deep but not life-threatening cut to the hand. So it'll heal with time.
Heals all wounds.
Yeah, but there's nothing life-threatening.
Okay.
But yes,
All right. Alvin, get us home.
Battered and bruised, you guys can make it back to your safe house. And
We were just.
for Salvatore and Bill, when they arrive, they don't have the vehicle that they left in, which I believe was Dr. Carter's car.
Yeah, it was. Oops.
This is where we sit down, we start cleaning our wounds, and I turned to Salvatore and I said, "We were just attacked by an invisible octopus."
Oh.
Can I take a look at that hand?
I look to whoever translates for me, and I'm like, did he just say invisible octopus?
Yep.
Do you want me to check out that hand?
Please. And a whiskey. No, don't stay away from my hand. I want to keep it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. He's not in danger of losing. He didn't cut anything vital, so he just needs bandage and a couple nights rest.
I just saw 90 something. I was like, "You're gonna fumble in my hand and I'm taking off."
Oh, there's that.
You got another one.
I'm sorry, can you explain this invisible octopus?
I don't even know if I can, Salvatore. I don't think I have the words. I don't think I know the words.
It was
Miss
like
Collins,
something-
you're all right. Yes.
Mm. Just disturbing memories of not being able to breathe. I'll be fine.
It tried to put its... Not it tried. I'm sorry. That's not correct. It put its arms in my throat.
Mm-hmm.
Luther, thanks again.
Well, you're welcome. For what exactly?
Getting us out of there.
Wreck the car.
Yeah, it's okay. We're alive.
I'm sorry, how did you successfully fight this off or get the invisible arms out of your throat?
Running. Running.
You can vomit it out. It's very difficult. I managed to pull my tentacle out of my throat, but it's like it was made of jelly. It wasn't entirely solid. And when I tried to put my knife through it, my knife went right through, and that's how I got this cut. I stabbed my hand because where it was, my knife went through it. Like if it wasn't there.
Excuses herself and rushes to the nearest washroom. And a few moments later, there's the sound of retching.
I had it in my hand, pinned against the dash, and I went to stab it, and I was stabbing air.
And there was no
Luther ended up
obvious.
starting. It jumped us while we were in the car waiting for Luther. Luther got to us, started the car, and started driving, and we left it behind us. So, saying that we successfully. Go ahead, Sal.
So it wasn't like somebody visibly doing something like shaking an object at you or.
Sal, go ahead.
He's talking.
Sorry, did people hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
I hear you.
Does anyone hear him?
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Sal. I missed that entire piece.
I forgot what was this. So when you arrived, there wasn't anybody there that was visibly doing something obvious, like shaking something at you, saying mumbo jumbo. You just showed up and this effect just started to happen.
We're waiting for Luther. He was getting off of work and walking towards the car, and it forced itself into our throat. We couldn't even scream.
Luther, did you notice anything strange while you were working or on your way out? Maybe this thing somehow piggybacked from you onto them.
Not on the way out, but
We did not successfully fight it off.
Alvin,
Luther got us in drive, and we left it behind us.
you're the detective,
I
yeah?
was pretty sure.
It continues to exist.
So
It's pretty knowledgeable.
here's what I'd like to see. Alvin, you're the detective. The doctor, when he gets back,
It is.
and Miss Collins has some understanding of what happens here in this pure nonsense. Find me something to shoot. That's your goal
Jeez, now
for the
that
next while.
moment.
Look at the scrolls, look at the books, figure it out,
Alrighty.
tell me how to kill it. That clear? Anyone confused? No? Great. Okay. I'm going to check on Miss Collins. Will you guys figure out how we get this thing dead?
I'll get everybody actually can give me a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
No, what I'm rolling.
Right? It feels like a
Even
punishment.
me?
Oh, God. No.
Are we rolling?
Of all the rolls, for you to roll a 1.
Great job, Luther.
Are we rolling Cthulhu Mythos rolls?
Yep.
Is Amy not able to hear us?
Yes, I can now. My whole
Okay.
thing is
All right. Luther. In one of the things that you happen to peruse, you do remember something about an invisible entity called a fog spawn. It seems to be it's summoned by powerful sorcerers to be sent after their enemies. It doesn't last long in this world. Basically, the stories that you recollect from the various tomes that you may have accidentally perused is that it is dispelled with the coming of daylight. But since you rolled a 1, I'll also let you know that you guys specifically found powders in Gavigan's secret room that let you see invisible things.
that's a good thing, right?
Well, if you were to summon an invisible killing machine, you might want to wait to see it.
So he'll reiterate that, of course. But his what he wants to do right now is to make sure Miss Collins is okay.
Yep.
And he is just tasking
Yep.
very authoritatively
Sure have.
for everyone else to figure out a way to kill this thing.
Yep, for sure.
Here's what I know. I'm making sure she's okay. Go kill it, or tell me how to kill it.
I don't know how. Like I said, I could grab it, but it was made of like a very soft jelly. But when I went to cut it apart, my knife went through it. Not as in through, as in I stabbed it deeply, as if it was not there.
The
It's
rifle that
Peru
you got
stuff,
on your
Alvin. None
chest
of
and
us
the one that I
understanding,
carry
except for maybe
at a
Miss
far
Collins,
enough
who's in a
distance
bathroom
with
right now, retching,
one
and
headshot,
the doctor
I
who's
was
not here.
dropping them.
So
The
They were-
only based solely on my fight with it, the only one here who stands a chance is Sal.
Sal can't be next to us all the time.
I'm sure there are some things that I won't be able to handle that other people can.
Look, if you suddenly can't breathe or you feel something come out your throat, you're not choking. There is something forcing its way inside. You got to pull it out.
Or get some distance. And I expect this problem's going to go away come dawn, from what I read in that book.
How did it find us?
I have no idea. There's smart people here to figure that out. So you figure it out. I'll kill it. I'm going to go check on Miss Collins. That's the plan.
I look at Salvatore and Bill, and I look down at my hands, and I'm like, we're clearly the best equipped to figure out how to kill a invisible octopus.
All I know is I owe Luther a case of wine.
So as Luther goes to check on Evelyn and everybody kind of realizes what a close call they had, we'll call game there for now.
This game, man. Oh my God.
At least I didn't bring your jacket with me. Your jacket is still safely here in the house.
Right. Everybody can roll for their luck recovery.
Wait until Alvin tells Luther it's his fault, because it was obviously waiting there for us.
Wow.
Everyone,
He's
Sal,
Salvatore.
I more than doubled my luck.
Oh, God.
Excellent. Oh,
That's right,
Bill.
because you only had 5, didn't you?
That's right. That's right.
I think this is like twice in a row I've missed that luck roll, and my luck's only 17.
Holy
so.
cow.
So yes, you guys are now aware that powerful forces are aligned against you.
Yes, they are.
Just slightly.
I rolled like shit because the difficulty to get away from the creature is based off of how many tentacles it gets into you.
Oh.
I was right. It was an octopus.
Yep. And the damage increases by one every round. So it's 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. But the Game Master rolls like shit.
Good.
Thank you.
Because so did we.
Yeah.
Well, except when I was beating up our own side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you rolled like a champ
Rolled
there.
really well then. Apparently, Evelyn's whole I'm just a lame spiritualist thing might be an act.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
only
might be.
applies to our antagonists. It doesn't apply to our allies.
Apparently, if you get her panicked enough, she will kick the living shit out of you.
I mean, getting PCs to beat up PCs without guilt is a GM thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm picturing a
Sounds like
future.
fun.
I'm picturing a future training montage with me and Evelyn in a boxing ring.
Oh God, no.
Her with
Alright.
a walker
She's got a good
kicking your
left
ass.
hook.
all right. So we will see. We'll see everybody next week for more Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here
Alright,
next week
everybody.
because I'm going to a hockey game in Toronto.
Oh, that's right too.
Right.
Poor son of a bitch.
Perfect.
Oh.
Isn't Yorick back next week?
I think so.
He's not a poor
Yeah,
son of a
I think-
bitch.
I think it
because
works
he's
out.
cheering for the other side. He's
Oh,
cheering
that's
for the
right. I
allies.
forgot. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, I haven't cheered for the Leafs in over 20 years, so
I mean, you're cheering for the Avalanche. So.
So fun fact.
Mark, I'll reach out to you. I'm looking to see if I can find some free. Unfortunately, like you're coming in like the worst possible week. I just came back from vacation and my daughter has a bunch of hockey stuff. But
that's
I'd
fine. I
love
don't
to
make
be
the
able to hang.
NHL schedule, so
Yeah, no, I'd love to be able to hang out with you, grab a beer, and during one of
that's
it.
okay. I might have somebody who wants to play tour guide with me for 1 or 2 days, so
Oh,
she was
awesome.
very excited when she saw my post that I'm coming. So, oh, I wanted to ask a quick question. What's the snow situation in Montreal? Do you have much on the ground?
No, we had a dusting, and there's like a handful of snowbanks that are about a foot high, but there's nothing severe happening.
Okay.